Speak louder than words, and now's a chance for them to tell everyone that they are the better team, so let's hop into the match, and I'll give you guys back to Golden Boy and Mr. X.
Thank you so much. All right, folks, here we go. It's time for Hollywood as we get ready for our last series of the day. It has been a fantastic day here at the Overwatch Open. Huge shout out to everyone who's been hanging out in the chat, especially those Kappa Ross emote spam when Snow is on stream. I love you guys so much for that. In any case, so folks, this is going to be a good one. X, your thoughts?
Yeah, I think I kind of agree with ZP and Huck. Like, this is a massive match for Cloud9 just as a team, you know, going forward in the future. And Immortals is really kind of playing with house money, right? I mean, you heard them. This is their first live event. They kind of have not really adjusted or gotten used to, you know, like, all the cameras and like interviews and stuff, right? It's kind of like daunting the first time you do it. So it'd be interesting to see. I mean, they literally have zero pressure on them coming into this match.
You were a former pro player. How was it in your first experience doing that? You know, all the media stuff.
It's definitely awkward, like the first time you do it.
Yeah.
Like you're like the camera's there, and they got these like lights beating on you, and I wear contacts, so like my eyes start watering, and it was just a nightmare the first time I did it. But obviously you get used to it.
Over time,
right?
Over time, you do. All right, folks, here we go. Immortals are going to be the ones on the attack first and foremost. Let's see how they're going to do here as we get ready for this push. And, you know, a huge shout out to Agilities, who just manages to get right over there. No Kai Maywall just yet. Just really feeling them out and seeing what they want to do here. Giving a lot of presence to Immortals. Maybe Cloud9 is feeling confident at this point.
And it's quite interesting, actually, on the side of Cloud9. Reaper's going to be going on Roadhog, and in the last series they played against Method, he was actually running the Reaper. So they're going to give Reaper to Surefour. You're going to have Reaper running that Roadhog. So a little bit of a change-up, maybe it's something they kind of discussed coming into this map.
And they are going to have to back away from this one, though. So that pullback strategy worked out really well for Cloud9. They were able to get the key picks, realizing that, you know what, let's not meet them at the door. Let's try and lure them in and bait them into our plan, which is exactly what happened. Really fell into their favor. Now Immortals have to try again. Hype is going to have that nano boost. Let's see what Hype can do here with Ana.
Oh, and he's going to nano boost agilities with the Genji blade, and he's going to come in over the top. The sound barrier is going to come in. He's only going to get Grego. He's going to go dive for this Lucio in the back, but here comes Mei. Kai going to freeze him. He's going to get taken out. Cloud9 holds on.
You know, an interesting note about Kai as well, right? You talking with ZP and Huck, and really, you know, everyone who knows this team, right? Kai is a big part of this Cloud9 roster. And when he's a player that can go off and do work, Cloud9, they succeed. So Kai definitely someone that you're going to want to keep your eye on, but also Reaver. Reaver has one of the words ZP used to describe him, inconsistent. And that is something that you're definitely going to have to just focus on as we get ready for this next attack here. And there's just so much going on the point right now. Hype gets dragged in, does fall down. That's going to be 3 down for Immortals here. And it seems like this is going to be a good stop for Cloud9 yet again.
Yeah, they're just doing a fantastic job just locking down the point here. I mean, 1:50 to go. Still a ton of time on the clock for Immortals to make something happen, but Cloud9's defense just looks so good. Debet's going to get that Earth Shatter here. You're going to have Adam also for Cloud9. He's going to get that sound barrier. Grego, he's going to build up that ult on Ana very fast as well. You see it just jumping up. He's going to be very close to a nano boost going into the next fight.
But it is going to be a tough one for Immortals to have to overcome here, despite them having a potentially nano boost hype here with that Ana ult. And hasn't used it just quite yet, though. Waiting for that great opportunity. Going to throw down that Bionade. Not just yet, though. Finds one. That's going to be his teammate. And decides to toss it over. I couldn't... Oh, never mind. He went to Agilities for it, but Agilities got shut down right away. And Cloud9 stands true one more time. There's a minute left on the clock here, and they have had an answer each and every time. Immortals back to the drawing board one more time, X.
Yeah, so when the Hype used the nano onto Agilities with using Roadhog, is what happened was Surefour on the other side of things, he got nanoed by Grego, and instead of just going for that Roadhog, when the Maywall came up, split Roadhog off from Ana, so she couldn't heal the Roadhog from afar. Surefour chased down that Ana, made sure that healing couldn't come in at range, and it was a fantastic play.
I mean, if you make a misplay with Surefour will punish you for it. Just one of the reasons why I really enjoy watching this player in particular. particular play. He's actually going to charge right into the room there. Finds two. That's going to be a beautiful clear. Potentially one behind this blue SUV. Then never mind. He says, you know what? I'm just going to go back here, clear out Hype. We're not even going to be concerned about it because there's 15 seconds left on the clock, and I cannot see them getting onto this point. Maybe with agilities and the Tracer, they can get there and hold themselves just for a little while, play that overtime, but it is going to be very, very tough given how Cloud9 have been playing. No ults for Immortals as well. So remember, this is going to be a pressure-filled situation here on both sides because Cloud9 have held them off this entire time. WGB goes flying in there. Surefour, though, is getting sprayed with that freeze gun. Surefour, though, looking for, he's going to get nano boost. He's going to fall down, finds Grim Reality. He's going to be one pick, looking for another one as well. Hype will manage to stay alive, though. Overtime in full effect, but they are able to stop them for the time being. But this has certainly been an intense fight here. Cloud9 looking to shut this one out, but Immortals doing everything they can, and Hype still staying alive, which is absolutely absurd. Jur, Hype, agilities, everyone's on the point. This is looking really good here for Immortals, and they might be able to get this payload moving, Matt.
Oh, I mean, agilities gets in there, contests it. You know, you see all the heroes switching to the side of Immortals, and it looks like they're going to capture the point, get control of this payload, and start moving it. But
there were no ults in Immortals' favor for that.
That was not easy. That was, you want to say, like, desperation mode, so to speak, for Immortals there.
I got to give Hype a huge shout out, by the way. He stayed alive. Some great shots with the Ana. That is what you want to see. Now we're going into the streets phase here as Immortals looking to just move this payload as far as they possibly can. Maybe even get to that second checkpoint. They have 2 minutes to work with here. And they got to be very wary of the high ground that Cloud9 does have. Surefour is going to drop down right in front of him, but he's going to get stopped right in his tracks. That's going to be a couple ults going down for Immortals as well. But Surefour, despite not having that Death Blossom, continues to do work. They're going to wall him out, make sure that they can isolate WGB. He's going to be in a world of hurt as well, but there is going to be a Bionade coming out from Hype to protect his teammates here. This fight is going to continue to move forward.
Yeah, no, right now you have the nano boost on Grego, so he's actually going to drop that on the Surefour. That is Grim Reality. Going to have to back up. He's going to be behind the Maywall, going to call him the Deadeye, and he's got Surefour just chasing right at him. He's going to have to back up.
Surefour
play his life there.
His Reaper has been fantastic, Matt. Honestly, like, you know, just the way that he's been pressuring them, getting in their face, like, you really couldn't ask for a better situation for Surefour.
Well, I think, you know, ZP and Hawk, we talked about, you know, this Cloud9 team, they kind of put it great. I mean, Surefour always shows up, right? I mean, he plays phenomenal, every DPS character. It's like, really, you know, Kai and Reaper are really like the keys to this team winning.
Kai, we had mentioned it before at the top of the match here, how much of an impact that player makes, managing actually to take out their Reinhardt. So this is going to be yet another stop here for Surefour and the crew. Cloud9 looking fantastic, and Surefour has another Death Blossom on the ready. And there's a lot of ults for Cloud9.
I was going to say, if Cloud9 can leave this fight, you know, saving, you know, 1 or 2 of these ults, and look at this. Both the Reapers just stacked on top of each other. They have no idea where the other is playing. You hear Nano Boost come in from the side of Immortals. Surefour is going to drop behind enemy lines. The sound barrier actually keeps the players of Immortal alive. Now the Nano Boost comes in. Now Surefour is going on the hunt. He's got 2 players here in the back line. Going to take out McCree. Has to drop his guns. Going to go for Lucio. He's going to drop. Fantastic play here from Surefour and Cloud9. They don't hold on to any of their ults, but 8 seconds left, Golden Boy. It does not look good for Immortals.
Not at all. There you hear the horn. Grim Reality, you can try. Maybe you'll get there, but I don't see this happening. And that is going to be 1 point for Immortals. Cloud9 do work, and they did make a lot of progress with that payload.
But that's like the dominant team that Cloud9 can be. I mean, they have the talent. It's just whether they can put it together. And it seems like sometimes you watch them, it's like, they're playing together, and then something goes wrong in a fight or whatnot, and they just never recover. Right there, they just played absolutely amazing.
Indeed. I think that for Cloud9 moving into this next one, it's going to be about continuing to gain their confidence again, right? For me, I look at Cloud9, and I see a squad that has infinite potential, a team that could do some incredible things. But it always comes down to like these small just issues, right, that they have. And then the team implodes at that point, and you want them to succeed because, one, there's so many likable people on this squad, but also because they're so talented as well.
And you think, you know, eventually, like, talent does trump all, right? I mean, you have the talent, you can end up making it work, and I definitely think that's what's going to happen with this Cloud9 team. But going in the second half, we'll see what Cloud9 likes to do on the offensive side of things, what kind of team composition they go with, and Immortals, how they're going to figure out a way to stop this Cloud9 juggernaut.
You know, it'd be really cool one day if they actually on these stars they add like player names.
Oh,
you know? Hey,
there you go.
Hey, Blizzard, know you're listening. Why don't you take my ideas and pay me? So, moving forward.
You really thought? I mean, that was actually a pretty good idea, to be honest. I mean,
I thought it was a great idea. I want to take full credit for it.
Bash you, make a joke about like how
No,
poor it is. But that one actually legitimately, like when you said it, I was like, oh,
X, I'm a genius,
cool.
okay? I'm a global icon and a national treasure, okay? Loved by millions, entertainer of dozens.
Oh,
I am just, you know, so good at what I do.
You just sound like somebody who's going to go off the rails any day now.
One day I'm just going to wake up and just be a crazy person. It's already happening. I'm casting with
Tomorrow.
you. Tomorrow it's going to happen. All right, folks, here we go on the attack. Cloud9, let's see how they'll fare this time around as we have Surefour still rocking that Reaper. Devet with his Reinhardt. Kai still with Mei. Reaver with Roadhog. Adam with Lucio. Grego, of course, with that Ana. And how will Cloud9 push? And another thing to really note here, a strong push and getting that point within the first minute would just establish so much dominance. I wouldn't even know how Immortals could
It would be
respond.
crushing for Immortals, and Reaver's going to actually try and get a pick here. He's actually going to get hooked, has to try and heal, and he gets picked there early, but it's going to be Kai answering right back, taking out the opposing team's Reinhardt. Surefour now has Mei coming for him up top. He's going to get nano boosted. Now he's going to go to work.
And you're starting to see this happen more often, right? Nano boosted Reaper has been a big deal today and just picks off 2 kills there right away, looking for the Mei, but the Mei's got to go into the hovel real quick, realizing that this is not a situation that she could win, but she is going to toss out that Blizzard just for due diligence, you know, try and slow them down as much as they possibly can. WGB flying in here, but he will not be long for this world, and he goes down. That is going to be a cap for Cloud9 right away.
It's like we talked about worst case scenario for Immortals. This is essentially it, right? As Cloud9 is going to take this first point with ease. It's really, I mean, dude, Surefour has just been
Look how much progress they have to make, man. Look at that. That's not even halfway, you know? That's like right there. That's a stone's toss.
You know, Immortals, they use their nano boost. It looks like they're going to get close to a sound barrier here for this next fight. They're going to have Earth Shatter, but look over on the side of Cloud9. I mean, you have Kai with his Blizzard, Reaver now on Tracer. He's going to have his Pulse Bomb. You're going to have a sound barrier on Adam. Grego's getting very close to nano boost. They're just going to be fully stacked.
Indeed.
Next fight.
And this is getting dangerously close here for Immortals. They have to figure out what they want to do, but look at Surefour, this sneaky, sneaky devil. He is looking for that prime opportunity there. Manages to knock down the Ana, but take a sleep. Go to sleep, baby. CM Punk style. I love it. That's what I like to see. Brilliant play, though. And this is going to be a nano-boosted Reaper yet again, but gets shut down. Never mind. How is Surefour still alive? You know what, this dude, man, he can do anything.
He has to put to sleep again.
Dude, he is a tired guy. He just gotta drink some coffee, homie.
He's looking after a meal and some air conditioning.
And there you have it, man. Cloud9 take it 2-1 and go up 1-0 in this series.
The slaying power is just too strong from Cloud9. I mean, Surefour is just running through him, man.
I was Surefour still alive. There's so much that happened in that, like, just 15-second span that I'm just like, what the hell?
I tell you what, I mean, he probably thinks he's making an incredible play coming behind Ana up top. Then he gets put to sleep as she's jumping.
I love that, dude.
But
that
it's been
so
crazy.
Fun.
He's able to actually stay alive through that. You know, the other Reaper comes in, he's actually able to jump down. He's getting healed from his Ana. Then he gets nanoed. He gets pulled by Hog. When he gets nano, then he somehow gets away. He gets pinned by Reinhardt. He stays alive through that. Just a crazy sequence.
It was a very emotional couple seconds there.
It's a roller coaster.
It was a roller coaster.
I was like,
emotion.
is he alive? Okay, he's alive. Is he going to do anything? Oh my god, he gets pulled into this crazy scenario. Oh my god, he's still alive. By the way, the rest of his team is like killing everybody.
Yeah, I know, right? But there was so much focus put on him because we've seen what Reaper with Nano Boost can do. So they're focusing him, yet the rest of Cloud9, let's not forget, can do work when they slay. But here you go. I mean, really, I mentioned it once, I'll mention it again. Nano Boost Reaper has been huge throughout this day here, and it's been really fun to see. Cloud9, though, doing some great work and moving in for that huddle. Look at that, man.
Oh, look at that. Little teammate love.
Yeah,
Trying to get on the same page.
Yeah, you know,
Everything's going good.
smiling. I wonder if like
It's like this
one
is
of
the
them,
happy Cloud9.
one of them wore deodorant, you know, or didn't wear deodorant, you know, like
don't think so?
I wonder at this moment.
May has it.
Those are the things I think about, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think about that stuff. I think about what they're talking about.
Like-
Yeah.
What's the next
I-
map?
You don't wear
gonna
deodorant,
be.
so I understand.
That's actually a lie.
Top left.
Actually a blatant lie. But I know there's some good things. There's some good things out of the side of Immortals, right? I mean, on the defensive end, you know, they put up a pretty good fight. On offense, though, they just really they could not put the pressure on Cloud9.
Cloud9, man, they knew they had the system, and really it came down to the last couple seconds of that point there for Immortals to be able to even capture. And if that would just give you an idea of just how dominant Cloud9 was on defense, they did a brilliant job. But then moving into your second round there, Cloud9 just continued to stack and push their advantages, right? And really feel the momentum. And they rode that all the way to victory. They're going to be up 1-0 here, folks. If you're just joining us, it was a great series, or excuse me, a great match between Cloud9 and Immortals. This is do or die time for the young squad as they are hoping to extend this series and take it to either Route 66 or Numbani. We'll find out what that map is in a little bit. But like I said, do or die for Immortals.
Yeah, I'm interested to see which map
Instead of starting
that we see next from Immortals, which one they decide to go with, whether it's Route 66 or Numbani. I think probably right now it's kind of what they're trying to figure out as you see some shots of the guys.
I think it's good that they're sitting around and they're just talking. I think that's actually really good.
Well, they seem really calm right now. I mean, a little bit. After that first match, right? Your first match at a live event, you kind of like all the jitters kind of go away. You get a little bit more comfortable. It's just unfortunate you lose the first match, right? And then you end up in a loser bracket match where, backs against walls, one game away from going home, but still. Immortals, very tough road ahead here against Cloud9, and it's going to be Route 66 next. So, going to go with a little bit of a gamble.
Yeah, well, we'll see how this one unfolds. It's something I just want to say as well, right, about Immortals and really about all these teams here, because for a lot of them, this is a first, right?
Yeah.
This is a first experience. And this is a hell of an experience. I know if I was competing years and years ago and I made it to this kind of a stage, which I wouldn't have, let's be honest. But if I were to have made it to a stage like this, I would have been shaking my boots. I was shaking my boots before we even casted our first game, just because of how epic this studio is, this environment
The studio is
is.
awesome.
Yeah, they have a desk that rotates, man. A desk that rotates.
I'm really envious.
People in the chat were going nuts when they saw that desk.
Yeah.
They lost their mind.
I mean, it is pretty nerve-wracking, though, for a lot of these guys. I mean, some of them obviously played a Gamescom on the Atlantic Showdown. The ones that did not, obviously, this is the first live event. But, I remember my first event, like, back in 2006, like, we ended up playing in a grand final, and I was, like, I really, like, it takes a lot for me to get nervous. Like, I was really nervous. Like, I was, like, a borderline, like, shaking going in.
Yeah. And you feeling like that for a grand final, but imagine how Immortals must feel right now knowing that this is it.
Yeah, this is their last chance.
They have to do it here and now. But here we go, folks, as we get ready for our next game. Cloud9 Immortals up for C9, 1-0 in this series. And what do we have here, Matt? What are you seeing? Anything that's catching your eye so far?
I mean, nothing this far. We're going to see on the defensive side of things for Cloud9. We're going to see Winston, Zarya, Roadhog, and then that's going to be the three tanks. And then you're going to have two supports. You're going to have Grego on Ana, Lucio on Adam, and then you're going to have Surefour running that Tracer. He's so good with that. When I watch him play Tracer, it's just like, how in the world is your tracking, like, just so good, like, so talented. You see, they're going to try and surprise Immortals off the rip here. So many teams play back by the gas station, and they are just going to get completely caught off guard by this Immortals, I feel like.
You know what's another thing, too, I just want to point out? I really enjoy watching Kai Zarya. I've always been a big fan of this player, and as a Zarya player, I would oftentimes in tournaments, whether it's like the Gosu Weeklies or like the Cups or whatever, I would love to just watch a guy like Kai play especially at the start of the game. And here we go. They had no idea. They were so happy. It was like, oh, look at that. No one's going to challenge us here. Oh, wait a minute. They're all inside of this one cart just huddled in there. But this is a good start here for Cloud9, forcing back Immortals. Drawing board you go, my friends.
it's kind of funny because like Immortals probably in their huddle, they're like sitting down, they're like, all right, this is what we're gonna do. This is how they're gonna set up. This is how we're gonna play this. Once we get into this situation, as soon as they walk out of the spawn, they just get flanked from behind the cart, and everything they talked about goes completely out the window.
They're just like, holy crap, what's going on? I mean, it happens to the best of us, you know. But despite that, you still have Immortals fighting back here and doing their absolute best to continue to advance this one forward. Just looking around for anyone that could be popping up around them, right? Just trying to keep track of anyone that can go on the flank. And of course, people can come through that particular cave right there, because that could be a problem. I think actually Grim was just waiting for that Reinhardt to come up as well so that he can get, and everyone else can get behind the trusty Reinhardt shield. But there you go, Agilities with the Reaper now taking out Surefour's Tracer. As they continue on forward, this is looking to be, you know, I would say a pretty even push here on both sides, what with Immortals taking their time.
Well, I was going to say, you know, Immortals probably taking their time because you have to be so worried about Surefour on Tracer, just trying to get your back line. And obviously, playing around Ana, can't let Ana get taken out right away. Now it's going to be hyped, though, with Nano Boost. You're going to have Grim Reality with the Deadeye. See if they can make anything work with it.
This is going to be something to watch out for sure. And here he comes, Grim Reality, just looking for something. And does he get it just yet? Finds one that's going to be Surefour. And that's actually a big pick for them to have, because we all know how much Surefour can bother you behind enemy lines. Grim Reality's McCree, by the way, was something I was told to look out for specifically. And there's the reason why Grim Reality able to pick up two. Kai realizing this wasn't going to go very far and just hops into the spawn rotation with his teammates. This is going to go to Immortals.
Yeah, fantastic play there by Grim Reality, just knocking down those shots with McCree. And I think, obviously, you know, he kept his teammates alive. You know, they get sucked into the Graviton, and he's able to use the Deadeye, just force the players from Cloud9 not to push up and engage his teammates. Really bought them some time.
Look at the way that Cloud9 is setting up, getting the high ground and just flooding shots right through the choke there, because that is actually a really tough choke to fight out of, right? Because there's just so much going on. You want to stay there. You want to continue to just push his payload out of there. Now they can breathe a little bit for the time being, and look at Agilities. He's going up for this flank. This is going to be wonderful if he's able to get it. And he does find the, oh no, gets hooked right away, but Agilities had to get out of there, realizing he was between a rock and a hard place. And this is actually even worse, just gets absolutely dominated there by Debit. That was a tough one, man.
It was a sequence of unfortunate events.
It really was.
He gets to a great spot. He thinks he's going to come down and make a big play. He gets first pulled in by Roadhog, then he tries to get away, the May wall, then he gets away from May. Reinhardt comes over.
You're like,
top.
guys, I got this. I don't have it. I don't have it. Oh no, I'm between a wall. Oh no, and then that's it. You're just
you know what the comms are? It's like, guys, we're about to make a play, and then it's just death and complete silence.
Yeah, I know, right? Well, let's see what Grim Reality can do. There's going to be 3 players behind that Reinhardt shield, and that's going to protect them as well. Grim Reality's accuracy, though, is insane. WGB, though, the stand-in for this squad, looking to, you know, cement himself on this roster and do some work, but he is going to fall down. That Earth Shatter coming down. WGB just going to go hammer to hammer, but Debit is going to come out on top, and that is going to be a big clear for Cloud9. Good work from them as they prevent any progression for that payload.
Yeah, it's a great ult combination, right? The Earth Shatter with the Blizzard, Reinhardt able to just clean up players, and Cloud9 holds on to, you know, the Death Blossom. They have, you know, Reaver with that whole hog, and then Grego, obviously, with the Nano, and Surefour is in position to make a big play. Probably going to wait to get nanoed.
Yeah, he's waiting to get nanoed. Oh my goodness, he's crouching there. Here he goes. Opportunity abound. Will this? Oh, he moves in there, and he did get shot, but managed to stay alive just for that brief moment. That was more than enough as he runs away from here. And look at Kai. He actually went back to May and opted to get out of Zarya. So for a player like me, it feels bad, man. But still, that was a beautiful May wall as well. Just look at that, right? There was nowhere you can go if you're WGB. That has to be frustrating.
It's just May is so frustrating to play against when you get up against a pro level May who can put up those walls and just split you from your teammates. There's nothing you can do.
Just good work here, man, from Cloud9 with 30 seconds left on the clock. There's been so much going on that I haven't even kept track of that clock, right? That's just how intense every single encounter has been. But this is not looking good for Immortals. They need a big play here, and they are going to have ults. so maybe Agilities can do something, but he's going to be down low, and that is tough. He has to get to some high ground and try and take advantage of an opportunity. I think that's what Devin is realizing as well. He will have an Earth Shatter, so maybe an opportunity will come where he comes in, dives for that Earth Shatter, and it seems like that's what he's opting to do. But now you are going to have WGB just getting whacked, despite him having the nano boost. Jur was in a bad spot. Luckily for him, his teammate Grim Reality was there for the connection. Surefour versus 3 members of Immortals. He will not be able to stand tall against them. He falls, and Immortals continue the progress here.
Well, they're moving it now, but you got to wonder if Cloud9's going to contest this one more time. They have the nano boost on Grego. Maybe they get a speed boost in here. You have Surefour with the Death Blossom.
You already see the combo.
But they're going to get there in time. It looks like they're just waiting. They're going to make one final attempt here. It's going to be Hog coming out first.
Ooh, never mind. I stand corrected. I apologize. This is not going to work out, but definitely going to go for the ult. Here we go. Go, have fun. Enjoy yourself, Surefour. He dives down, finds 3, looks for one more. That's it. GG, round 1 complete. And Cloud9 do it with authority.
Whew.
Wow.
He came flying out. Just able to take out
like
all the
bat
people.
out of hell, man.
Oh, yeah. Well, you know, they see like Hog come out first. They're like, oh, yeah, we'll take quick work of him. You know, he's just trying to contest for a little bit. Maybe they'll send nobody else. And then, like, boom.
Surefour.
Just coming out of nowhere. And that's got to be, it's got to be so frustrating for the side of Immortals, right? Because you think, you know, we did a fantastic job. We've won that last fight. They're not going to come back and fight it. Maybe it's one straggler coming out to fight this one. And then that happens. And it's just your entire game plan just goes out the window.
Well, this is it. Immortals were only able to get 1 point. 1 point and some progress. 85.89 meters. That's all they were able to nail there. Will Cloud9 be able to do it? They did it once. They could certainly do it again. They've been holding off this Immortals roster every chance they had, and it has just been so unbelievably impressive. Surefour coming out huge. Kai with some amazing Mei walls. Reaver doing his part as well, which has kind of been a point of conversation. You know, if Reaver shows up, does the rest of the team get a W? Do they win? And then I got to give a shout out to, it doesn't happen enough, to Adam and Grego, right? While we highlight the Nano Boost ultimate from Grego's Ana, you just got to praise Adam as well for some stellar play in the support role as well. It just has been a great effort from Cloud9X.
Oh yeah, I mean, support is extremely difficult, right? Because in every fight, I mean, you know, players in the opposing team looking to take you out first, trying to stay alive, try and coordinate things with your teammates. Because, you know, the ultimates that really, you know, give you that sustain is really what helps you win those team fights.
Well, here we go, folks. This is it. Do or die for Immortals. Said it once, said it again. I'll say it a third time because the pressure is on for this young team as Cloud9 is not looking to go home. They're not even looking to go to a game 3. They just want to end this one and move on to tomorrow. That is what's important for this roster. Reaver, though, not finding much with that hook. Nonetheless, continued progress with that payload. And you can see that yellow marker there right at the top of your screen. And oh, he manages to hook the Roadhog as well. Hype will not be able to stay alive, but that is where Cloud9 needs to get to. And if they get there, it's GG. They go home with the W.
Yeah, it's a big first pick there from Reaver because it's going to allow Cloud9 just push up the map, and you see him and Surefour just doing a fantastic job attacking the gas station.
But do you also see the difference between the Immortals attack and the Cloud9 attack? Immortals were held at the bend, the first bend, for a long time, but not the case this time around. Agilities, though, trying to do the best he can, but Grim Reality comes out with a double, and that is going to be a clear for them, forcing Adam to have to get back, and oh, Grego. Oh, Grego, no. No, Grego. And
yeah, he's very dead. Kai is very dead.
Very dead, very dead. And they're just going to have to wait. They have so much time to work with here, Cloud9. I mean, I don't even think they're too concerned.
Yeah, I mean, they did a great job, you know, getting some nice movement on the payload there early. And no ultimates up for Immortals right now. I mean, you're getting close to an Earth Shatter. You're getting close to a sound barrier on the side of Cloud9. You already have that sound barrier. You have the Blizzard on Mei, and then you have the Death Blossom on Surefour. So you have a lot to work with here.
Yeah, once Kai or that fight goes down to the floor, Kai is going to be there with that Blizzard and just pretty much stop anyone in their tracks. Reaver, though, will not be able to stay alive, which could cause an impact. It could be an impactful thing for Debet in particular because, you know, the Zarya shield is so important, and that's just going to have to force them to get back yet again. And now we're starting to see some aggression here coming out of Immortals, which is fantastic. Cloud9, though, they're just continuing to stack up on these ults. Grego's going to have his nano boost in a little bit. This could look very good for them. But on the other side, Jer, very close to sound barrier.
Yeah, I think you're stacking towards that nano. The guys on Immortals, they just used the nano on the McCree, so Grim Reality was able to just fly and pick up 2. Cloud9 disengages at that point. No reason to waste any of their ults.
It's just ults on ults on ults. This is insane. And you hear Grim Reality with his Deadeye looking to do something, but I don't think he found much with it. No, not at all. Oh boy, it's going to become a light show here in a little bit. There goes the self-destruct sequence. Doesn't find anything just yet, but now it's going to be Cloud9's turn to attack. What will they be able to do? Here comes, I think that was Agilities who managed to pop his Death Blossom there and wouldn't get much out of that because he falls right away. Here comes Surefour, finds one, maybe a second as well, but that is a tough situation for WGB to be in, and they're going to push this one forward. Grim Reality by himself with the Ana. That's it. You push this one forward, and you get time on the board.
Yeah, just a great use of ults there from Cloud9. They held on to him for a little bit. You know, they were able to sustain through the first wave from Immortals, and then they used those ults to just break right through. The side of Immortals, they're going to have Hype with the Nano again to work with, and they're going to have the Deadeye. They need to get something out of those two. If they don't get something out of those two, you think Cloud9 is just going to keep pushing this payload, and this is going to be GG.
Yeah, Reaver 2, Graviton Surge, you know, we haven't really talked about it much this game because actually Cloud9 hasn't been using Zarya as much, which Zarya is a staple on most rosters, but yet in this particular series, not so much, because Kai opting to use Mei more so. You're going to see a great initiation here, and there you go, just catches him up there. That's a nano-boosted Reaper, and he had to get away from there, so that's time wasted with that nano. Might be able to get 1 or 2. No, never mind, Agilities dies. So
yeah.
All that, and they can't make anything happen. They're halfway there. This could very well be GG if Immortals is not careful, but some stellar play from Reaver is going to keep him alive as he works with Debet to try and advance his payload.
Yeah, Debet's going to have his Earth Shatter, so the teammate's going to stack up around him, and you figure he's going to try and make a play here once Adam gets off the spawn. So Adam coming back with Sound Barrier. You're going to have Grego with Nano. So much for Cloud9 to work with.
So much to use here, X. This is a dangerous situation. And look at that. That is going to be Hype dropping the Diva ult. We'll find Grego, so no nano boost there just yet. But you know what, though? Actually, Grego ended up getting it off at the last minute, so that actually was a pretty good win for them. Despite that, Cloud9 continues their advancement forward. They're just doing everything that is needed to push this forward. Adam with a double of his own. Brilliant work on his end. They are right there, folks. This could very well be it. Immortals will be going home. Cloud9 lives to fight another day, but now it's going to be WGB moving in there with Grim Reality and Jur, but he will not be able to stand long, and Immortals doing everything they can to keep themselves in this competition, but a Bionade is going to be a great play there that will keep all of those players alive for as long as possible. Agility's trying to do some work with the Tracer, and it won't matter because they advance it forward, and that is going to be it. GG, Cloud9 move on to tomorrow.
Yeah, it was just desperation there at the end for Immortals, but I tell you what, they use that nano boost, they give it to Reaper there towards the end. He actually gets knocked down by Earth Shatter. As soon as he gets up, he gets put in the Graviton Surge. They get nothing out of the nano boosted Reaper, and that was really the end for me.
Wow, Cloud9 with authority, coming out huge, doing what is needed. Unfortunately for Immortals, they are out of this competition.
Tough, man. It's tough to watch.
But you know, you look at it like this, it's your first LAN as a team, or first live event, excuse me, as a team. This is a big chance for you to really get experience under your belt. Of course, you're frustrated, right? You fell, you were defeated, but take the experience for what it was and learn from it.
And it's like, but it's easy to say that, but in the moment, you're like,
oh no, you're
like, oh man, do I ever get another chance to do something like this? You never know.
I know, folks. Well, that's going to do it. Cloud9 moves on to tomorrow. But guys, we'll be right back. Don't go anywhere. We'll see you on the other side.
Welcome back, everyone, to Overwatch Open. We are wrapping up the day here. Our last match was Cloud9 versus Immortals. And we have Malik, who is ready with our Cloud9 player, Surefour. Boys, take it away.
Thank you, Rachel. Surefire. You guys bounce, huh? Surefour. Sorry. It's the end of the day. You bounced back from a tough loss. And tell me a little bit about the adjustments you made in order to overcome today.
A lot of talk post-game, looking review, getting some stress out of each other, just talking it out with each other, making sure everyone's on the same page, and we're ready to go for the next one. It's a wake-up call. I should probably stop saying we haven't lost to these guys in the past, because every time I say that, we end up losing. So I'm probably going to blacklist that sentence. But yeah, that was a wake-up call after that loss. It was close, though. They did play well. They did play better than us. So we just came back in a better, clear mind for a new game.
Gotcha. I noticed you were toting that nano-boosted Reaper quite a bit, man. Tell me about that. How were you guys organizing and basically setting up that nano-boost Reaper combo?
Basically, as Reaper, you just want to hide in places nobody will look at, and you can get really close. So as soon as you get nano-boosted, usually audio cues are what give people as soon as I hear that, I don't know what language she speaks, so I can't repeat it. So as soon as you see that, people might speed boost out, but you try and play in a spot where as soon as you get it, you can get that die off, or you can get some shots in so they don't have time to react. And the term I like to call it is Beyblade. So it's nano-boosted Beyblade.
It's like the anime, right? Where you just spin a little top. Yeah.
Let's Beyblade.
Word. All right, so you guys are going to get your run back against Method. Are you already thinking about some adjustments you can make so you guys can flip the outcome of the game?
Of course, after looking at the post-game review, we saw they did some pretty nifty stuff with the Pharah, catching us off guard, or Reavers McCree, and it's really what got them the first and second point. And then it was just some mishaps and ults that got in the third point in that overtime, and then they just got us off, and they took out that win. So we're definitely gonna try and download them, look at the review, and hopefully make a game plan that'll beat them the next time.
Word up, man. You're so chill right now, man, after coming out of an intense match. Well, thank you very much, man. Appreciate it. And at that, we're going to send it back to the desk. Rachel, take it away.
Malik, thank you. And I want to echo your observation there. Surefour, you're such a calm, steady guy. And really, it comes across when you're watching that Tracer in your games. And Tracer, I mean the icon, not the character. All the wonderful characters you play. He's so precise, and it's kind of amazing. So we saw that in a big way on Hollywood. Huck, you're our resident C9 expert, so start us off there.
I mean, overall, I feel like that was the more one-sided matchup. They seem to be a class above them. Immortals just didn't have what it takes, and as of course you see Surefour. He's doing a great job on Reaper, but unlike Bugs, he didn't get quite as much support, and he was still very effective. So I would just want to applaud that young man right there. He did a great job.
The thing about Surefour's Reaper too is that, the thing about Surefour's Reaper too is that it's not just about ults either. He's one of the most accurate players in the game, and he can get more value off that, getting behind people, getting the left-click kills, and all the rest. And there's interesting switch-ups across the board. We saw KyKy more on Mei. We saw Reaver a little bit more Roadhog, and it felt like it worked well. KyKy was definitely doing a really good job controlling the battlefield, had a better day on Mei than he did in Zarya earlier today. And Reaver, the Hog, he didn't have any huge explosive moments, but it didn't feel like he was playing badly either. He was still getting picks when he needed to, and overall, C9 definitely dictated the flow of the game, especially on Hollywood.
Yeah, that's been a little bit of our stories today. You know, we've tried to kind of reach in and highlight one or two DPS players, and when we ask them to feel really good about themselves and tell us how well they did, they're like, well, it was my team and I couldn't have done it without them, and sometimes I'm in the background and they're in the foreground. These guys are great at peeling, at trading off, not only damage, but being at the forefront. And we saw that in a big way on Route 66, too. So, ZP, you want to jump in and talk to us about that?
Route 66 was interesting because it wasn't quite as great for C9. There were moments where you take a look at Mortals, they did come in. We're seeing it right here where you take a look at Grim Reality. A huge play for him to come in, get a 3K and says team up. But if you looked overall at the game, C9 was doing a very good job of getting on Grim Reality early. When Surefour would go on the back line and really try and take things out, Grim Reality was target number one. So they applied a lot of pressure to him, and they didn't let Grim Reality win the game for Immortals. And unfortunately for Immortals, that was part of their death knell here in this game.
I don't think they have anything to beat themselves up. It was their first LAN. Immortals did pretty well. They went toe-to-toe with C9 here at the end. It was very close, OT. They barely capped it. I think they're a team to look out for in the future. I think it's a great org. They have a lot of support. We saw both teams actually after that first game doing a little powwow, cheering each other up, reviewing the match. And I think we're going to see more and more of that over Overwatch's history. At the same time, you got to have the right mindset, and I feel like C9 just had more fuel in the tank at the end of the day.
The interesting thing about Immortals, too, is that Immortals, they are